Recap in minutes. Today we will be going through a war, action, and drama movie from 2020 entitled, Erna at War. There will be spoilers ahead in this video, so chill out and enjoy. The movie begins showing a mother, Erna, and her 17-years-old simple-minded son, Kalle, in the small village of Denmark, Bramstrup. It is the time of April 1918 in the First World War. Erna Jansen dreams of opening her own charcuterie and spends her fairly ordinary life with her son, who suffers from an intellectual disability. At night, she tells him that she is worried about him going to the front lines, as the German occupiers have ordered to take every young man to the war. She tells him that she will not let him go to the war, because he cannot even chop the head off a chicken. She continued by saying that it is not their war, it is the Germans' war, so stay inside all the next day when they will come. The next morning, when they were preparing their breakfast, some villagers came to their house along with a German Feldwebel Meyer. She sends her son Kalle to the bedroom and asks him to remain there until she calls him to come. Meyer tells him that her son needs to go to war with them. She informs them that he is not fit for the service as he has been declared mentally ill. She shows him the medical report of Kalle, but he ignores it, saying that all the old statements are invalid now. He tells him that all the men are needed at the fronts. Now, Kalle appears behind and offers himself to the army. Meyer asks her to prepare his bag and say goodbye to him at Flensborg garrison, otherwise, he will be charged with desertion and arrested. She gets afraid, prepares his son, and takes him to the station. In the next scene, she reaches the garrison along with her son. A military guard halts her from going further with her son. She requests Feldwebel Meyer not to send her only son off to the war. He replies that it is out of his hands, as the orders came from above. Eventually, he agrees to help her to meet the colonel. The next moment, Erna meets the colonel and offers him her homemade sausages. She starts telling her story about opening a charcuterie in the village, and the importance of her disabled son's help in her work. She makes him realize that it is hard for a single woman to do all the work alone, as he helps her spread lard on the bread. She begs him to pull out her son from the recruitment process. The colonel replies that he could jail her for her thoughts on war, but he lets her go, saying that she is just a naive woman. After that, she hides in the horse's stable and waits for her son to escape from the camp. She sees a boy escaping from the window and helps him hide there. The other boy gets shot by the Germans when he tries to escape too. This terrifies Erna and she talks to the boy about what happens in the camp. He tells him that he does not go to the war and fight for the Germans. He also tells her that the Germans torture the Danish soldiers so badly that he cannot endure. Worrying about her son, she thinks of a plan to take his uniform to join her son. She asks him to switch clothes, as she will go inside the camp and he will leave. After exchanging their dresses, the boy cuts her hair and exchanges their identities. The boy tells her to meet his uncle, who will help her to save her son. Now, Erna becomes Julius Rasmussen and joins the parade. In the next scene, she goes to meet Julius's uncle, Anton Sayerson. Anton recognizes her that she is not his nephew. He comes near to her and asks her what she wants there. She tells him that she helped his nephew flee the camp, and now she wants his help to get her son out from there. They say they also want to leave the German army, but they are waiting for their chances. They agree to help her and she stays in their group. The next day, she goes to the artillery camp to get her armor, helmet, rifle, and other gear for the war. Feldwebel Meyer gets shocked to see her in the camp. She offers herself to him if he helps her and Kalle to get out of there. He does not say anything to her at that moment and gives her the gear. After some time, he goes to her dorm and orders everyone to go out. He tells her that she is stupid to be in the camp, as she cannot take Kalle out from there. She says she will also go to the war if she cannot take her son out. She makes an agreement with him that if he will help them, she will marry him after getting out of the camp. Now Meyer calls the other roommates in and asks him who Julius is. They hesitate to answer this and start to admit that he is a woman. He warns them of the punishment in the Prussian dungeon for their war crime. But after this, he makes them realize that they are lucky to have a mother in their group as their guardian angel. He encourages them to support her as Julius and not to tell anything to anyone. He also includes Kalle in their group, which relaxes her, and sees Meyer thankfully. In the next scene, Erna starts her training along with the other young and strong boys. She learns how to shoot, assemble the guns, crawl under the wires, and escape the gas attacks. She remains closer to her son in all of this training. After that, they all go to the front lines in the next month. Erna and her son ride the same train to reach the borders. She feels relaxed being with her son all the time. The soldiers get along with each other on this long journey. After some time, the authorities stop the train for a 15-minute break. Erna goes far from her fellow soldiers, reaches a deep part of the forest, and takes a piss. Suddenly, her fellow soldier Max Peterson comes there and grabs her mouth. He tells her that if she screams he will kill her. He tries to rape her but she hits him with a stone on his head and leaves him unconscious in the forest. After that, she comes back to the train, remains absent-minded and Meyer notices her all the time. Meanwhile, they get off the train and reach a massive house at the site. Anton tells them that this is where they will stay until they are sent to the front. Erna goes into a room and cleans herself. Anton accidentally sees her when she changes her clothes. She tells him that she and Kala are taking the train back home. He warns her that she will be raped and gutted before even the first station dressed like that. He tells her that no woman travels by train these days. When he enters the room and shuts the door, she tells him that she has killed Max who followed her into the woods. Instead of condemning her, Anton dances with her, calling her their guardian angel. They both enjoy dancing but Meyer comes there. She asks Erna where Max Peterson is, as he saw him following her into the woods. She confesses to him what she did with him. She tells him that she left him unconscious and bleeding in the forest. Meyer saves her once again saying that he will report Max as a deserter. In the next scene, Meyer gathers everyone in the kitchen and makes an important announcement. He tells them that the gossip about a traitor woman disguised as a male soldier passed by the authorities. All the soldiers will be ordered to drop their trousers at the next day's drill. He warns them that whoever cannot produce their manhood will go to the imperial prison, including those who have abetted the traitor. Now he shares his plan to go to the front directly to volunteer as the guard in the region of no man's land. He also tells them that many soldiers avoid going there as it is the most deadly. But he assures them that they will let them go home after 10 days of voluntary service. They all agree afterward. After some time, they reach the trenches on the front lines and see many exhausted soldiers. They keep walking in the trench until they reach the commander. Feldwebel Meyer introduces himself and his team to the commander, and says they are there to report for duty for the next 10 days. The commander explains their job to defend that section of the German Reich. He also tells them to take regular shifts to keep an eye on the no man's land and shoot anything that moves. In the next scene, Erna takes her shift to guard the trench post at the pillbox with the boy, Fritz. He calls her mother, Moody, when comes to join her for the duty. She gets emotional and asks him about his age and family. When he tells her that he is just 15, she gets worried for him and asks him why he joined the war. He tells her that he joined the army to avenge the men in his family who died in the war. Fritz asks her if he can call her Moody, as he misses her own mother. The next day, they see some warplanes fly above their trench, which frightens them. After breakfast, an officer comes to Meyer and asks for his best men to mend the fence outside. Meanwhile, Meyer gets jealous and envious seeing Anton and Erna getting along. Being this mad, he orders Kala, Anton, and Paulsen to take their duty in the barbed wire. This shocks Erna because it means it will endanger her son. At night, they go to fix the barbed wire and Erna guards them in the pillbox. When the French start shooting, Paulsen and Anton escape back to the trench. When Anton comes back, he realizes that they left Kala back in the barbed wires. He quickly returns to save him. The three make themselves alive and get back to the trench safely. In the next scene, when they were doing their things in the trench, Meyer asks Erna to come with him to the bunker to talk. He confesses how he loves Erna and forces her to be his wife and him as her husband. Meyer also asks Erna about her close partnership with Anton. He gets jealous and speechless until he gets closer to Erna and kisses her without her consent. Erna pushes him and backs off. She asks him to come to his senses, as she is Private Julius Rasmussen and he is her Feldwebel, and they are at war. Suddenly a loud explosion distracts them, leaving them speechless. She asks Meyer to put on his mask, as the gas spreads in their bunk. The soldiers immediately go inside the bunk with wounds and endless bleeding. Meyer does not talk to anyone, then Anton takes a stand and leads them, acting like the new Feldwebel. Matthias, one of the soldiers, tries to count the days by carving the wood in his bunk. One time Erna asks him what day it is and he tells her that it is Thursday. She remembers that Kala's birthday is on Saturday, so when his birthday comes, she decides to make pancakes to celebrate her son's birthday. When they were celebrating and singing a birthday song, Meyer got up from his wanderings and pointed a gun at Anton. The celebration stops, as Anton begs Meyer to stop this. Meyer looks at Kala and points his gun at him, making Erna immediately stand up and cover herself. As Meyer loves Erna, he can't hurt her, so he goes to the battlefield instead and lets the bombings kill him. After some time, when Anton and Erna talk about their past, she reveals that Kala is her adopted son, whom she found at her doorstep. Anton asks her to leave him on his own because he is a grown man now. After some days in the bunk, they don't have any food left. Erna bravely sneaks out when the men are asleep. She sees the horror of the war's outcome. The dead soldiers are everywhere. She gets shocked to see Meyer's body hanging on the top of the trench, and she pulls his body to cover him, but she gets trapped under his dead body. When the French soldier passes near her, she asks for help but no one seems to hear in the rain. Meanwhile, Kala comes there looking for his mother and pulls Meyer's body from his mother. Erna wakes up in the middle of the pond cornered by the French soldiers, but instead of killing her, she shows the Danish flag to them so they do not shoot her. In the next scene, it is November of 1918, 6 months after the war. Erna survives and serves as a kitchen aide in the French barracks. Suddenly, a soldier comes in announcing that the war has ended, and he goes to Erna to take her to the commander. The commander granted her freedom and sent her home to Denmark. She takes the train ride to go to her home, and is surprised to see Anton sleeping in the other cabin. Eventually, she gets off carrying his baby in the womb and asks the train guard to give the Danish flag to Anton. The movie ends when she gets surprised to see Kala at home, and she reunites with his dearly loved son. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe. Recap in minutes for more videos like this, and help the channel grow.